Hey, what's up guys? Nullrage here, bringing you a skill preview for Wolverine. He's getting his level 52 review, and I wanted to hop on and have a look at each of the different skills that he's going to be getting. Fair warning though, I came down with a cold just the other day. Hopefully it won't create too much problem throughout this video. But I've met it up, and now I'm going to man up and do this video. And let's hop in and see what Wolverine's doing. So first things first is this costume, the Fear Itself costume, is going to be available to everyone with his 52 release. I think it's going to be available in the G store. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. Advanced pack users already have access to it, have had for quite some time. Of course, he hasn't really been playable in my opinion, but we've had the costume. So, let's hop in and see if his synergies have changed at all. I gotta turn all these off for my skill preview anyway. Alright, so the last thing is his synergy, which, nope, it has not changed. It is still 2% brutal strike chance and 5% brutal damage. Alright. Yeah, I can already tell that throughout this video I'm going to be having to mute my mic here and there. Alright, anyway, let's get through it. I've put 1 point into every skill like I usually do. We're going to start with the Feral Claws tree. And is that a passive? That is a full passive, so can't put that on the bar. Alright, let's have a look at Unstoppable Beast, and then we'll get to the other stuff. Your bestial mutation of an uncanny healing factor allows you to regain health more quickly, and such an acute sense of smell that you... It should say there, your bestial mutation of an uncanny healing factor allows you to regain health more quickly, and you have such an acute sense of smell that you detect enemies for miles. There's a few words missing. So anyway, you're able to see enemies on the minimap, increased maximum health, and you regenerate health per second. When you're below 30% health, you regenerate an increased amount for 5 seconds. Okay, so when you drop, basically when you drop below 30%, you're going to get an HP regen boost on top of your already natural regen. How does that scale? Scales fairly nicely. Remember, this is per second, not per minute, so the numbers are going to be different from what you might see on other items, and they're worth a lot more because they're per second. Okay, pretty good passive. Next skill in the tree, we've got Bloody Sweep. It's a melee area bleed. Rend enemies around you with your claws, slicing open bleeding wounds. Going to do some physical damage, initial physical damage, and cause everyone hit to bleed. Now, let's see. This ability costs Fury, which is going to lead into the first main change that we should be noticing about Wolverine, is that instead of Spirit, he uses Fury. Now, it seems like Fury is generated by basic attacks and other things. Eviscerate is going to generate some Fury, but basic attacks will get you some Fury. You start at 0, and then you can expend that Fury with Bloody Sweep. Hold on. How did... Let me get some Fury back up, and we'll just... This is Bloody Sweep. This is how it combos. That's cool. That's really cool. Very fluid in the way it expends your Fury and all that. Next skill is Eviscerate. Ram your claws deep into the open wounds of enemies in front of you, tearing them to shreds, doing some physical damage up front, and total damage plus 25% for each bleed effect consuming the effects. Alright, this is going to be your basic, actually it's not even a, I guess this could be used as a basic attack, couldn't it? Oh, it's got a cooldown on it. Okay, that's what's up. It's got a pretty hefty cooldown on it. But you can see the natural damage right there, about 19,000. And when I apply a bleed and then use it, we're up to 23,000. And if I use, this is another basic attack, Bloody Claws here. The next basic attack in the tree, Bloody Claws, will apply a bleed as well. Slice your claws through your enemies, causing deep bleeding wounds, doing some physical damage and applying that bleed, which of course will stack with Bloody Sweep as well. So if I instead use Bloody Sweep as my basic attack, and then apply a bleed like that, and then hit with eviscerate, you got some pretty crazy damage going out.
Gotcha.
Alright, that's pretty cool. Next up we've got Crimson Leap, another bleed skill. Leap to the location, slicing enemies around you with your claws when you land, opening up bleeding wounds on those foes. It's going to do some initial physical damage and also cause a bleed. Let's have a quick look at that. I think I misclicked it a minute ago, but there it is, just in case you missed it.
Running on empty.
It does take Fury to use. So that's going to be something to be mindful of. But with the combination of these three attacks, Bloody Claws, Crimson Leap, Bloody Sweep, you've got a lot of bleed damage going out. And then follow it up with Eviscerate for huge single target damage output. Now we've got Borrowed Ride. Hold down the hotkey to cruise through areas. Scott wasn't using it anyway. Nice. Nice. Alright, so there we go. Wolverine hop. And there's a little bit of... Oh, wow, he's totally in the wrong place. Okay, there we go. There we go. He's in the right place again. But yeah, he just hops on his hops on Scott's motorcycle rather. The motorcycle that he stole from Cyclops. That's pretty cool. It's gonna be another character that I could just drive through Midtown all day on a motorcycle. Alright, next up we've got the Adamantium Will Tree, starting with Swift Claws, which I've used a bit, but it's just a basic attack. So, Furious Lunge, Rending Sweep, Berserker's Warpath, and Tornado Claw. Yes, very nice. And I've learned that I shouldn't have tried to do the Tornado Claw voice, because I'll end up coughing if I do. Alright, let's see. Swift Claws, just your basic attack. Basic attack. Some increased crit chance, I think, or increased crit chance. Oh, better than that. It gives you crit rating for 3 seconds. It's not just this power has increased crit rating. It gives you a buff that increases your crit rating for all other powers. That's pretty cool. Next up we've got Furious Lunge, your basic dodge roll, dash through, whatever you want to call it, attack. Very low spirit cost. Or I guess I should say fury cost. The fury cost for this is extremely low, allowing you great mobility. In just a few hits you can get that fury back up, and back to dashing through all your enemies. Dashing through the dummies. Alright, next we've got Rending Sweep. This is going to be your vulnerability application. It's going to do some initial physical damage and apply that vulnerability. Huge area of effect, very nice. It does take Fury, so keep that in mind.
Hurts, don't it?
Next up, we've got Berserker's Warpath. Heedlessly cut through enemies in your way, using the momentum to propel your onslaught and diminish enemy effectiveness with overwhelming force. Assuming this stance will deactivate other stances. So I guess we're gonna have other stances. Probably this one right here. So this is going to increase your physical damage rating and your dodge rating. Cool. And we'll just go over the next stance too and show both of them off at the same time. Assume a balanced, coiled stance. Ready your claws to swipe enemy strikes aside, allowing your healing factor to work more effectively. Assuming this stance, blah 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 blah. So we gain some critical and brutal strike rating and defense. We also get regenerate health when you hit with a melee power. That's pretty cool. There was another thing here on Berserker's Warpath. Gain 3 Fury when you strike an enemy. Very nice. That's effectively Spirit Return on all your abilities. That could be very good. Alright, so you've got the choice of physical damage, dodge, and fury, or crit, rating, defense, and regen. So one's more defensive, one's more offensive. Now you're still getting a little bit of the dodge rating here, so I'm thinking Berserker's Warpath is going to be the one I'm in most of the time. Unless you want to do a tank build. I don't know. There's so much theory crafting to go into these two choices here. Alright, anyway, next up we've got Tornado Claw. I can actually do that voice better because I'm sick, I think. I don't know. Tornado Claw. Anyway, repeatedly lunge through your enemies, goring them with your claws as you pass. Your final leap uses all your strength to spiral into the air, knocking up and skewering enemies. Can be activated up to 8 times within 10 seconds. It does some initial physical damage. Or each hit is going to do that physical damage there, and the finishing move physical damage is going to be. It says it's the same. Maybe it scales differently. I don't know. I think that physical damage thing, or finishing move physical damage, is supposed to be higher than what it says it is. Likely. Remember, this is all beta. It's all on the test center. And it's actually, barely an hour after the test center has come up, so a lot of this stuff is subject to change. But I theorize that the 20th or the 8th hit rather is going to do extra damage there. It's got a 15-second cooldown. 15-second cooldown. Very nice. That's incredibly good for a signature. And it's going to generate Fury on hit. Wow, this one's going to be amazing. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Okay, I don't think I'm using it right. Let me just, let's turn that on. Now, Tornado Claw. Just allows you to basically jump around wherever you want. There's a little bit of a leap on each hit, and then that 8th hit, you jump into the air and do a spinning uppercut thing. Alright, it's not bad. Feral Roar. Well, let's weapon xtree. Let's go ahead and put everything else on the bar here. We got one passive there. Oh, I should probably turn that off just to get a baseline and everything. Wetwork. That sounds interesting. Alright. Next up, we've got the Weapon xtree, Feral Roar. Unleash a ferocious roar, terrifying enemies. Blah, 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 blah. It's a weaken and causes them to cower. You also gain 90 Fury. 15-second cooldown, though. So, if you ever get low on Fury, bump. There you go. You got plenty, and all of your enemies are weakened and cowering in fear. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next up, we've got Savage Slash. Deliver a series of brutal claw strikes, laying into an enemy with all of your fury. It's going to do some initial physical damage, extra damage against bosses. This is your single target fury spender. The damage on this, honestly, not too impressive, but maybe it'll get boosted a bit. Maybe it scales better with levels. And of course, you've got to also factor in that it does extra damage to bosses and elites. So, and these target dummies that I'm attacking aren't bosses and elites. So next up, we've got Adamantium Skeleton. It's passive. It's your defensive passive. With your impervious adamantium encased skeleton, blows that would shatter an ordinary man only make you angry. It gives you some tenacity, some defense, some physical damage rating, projectile deflection chance, and here's how that scales. It's pretty nice, actually. That's over 2,000 defense from a passive. That's very nice. That is excellent. If you can get some plus to this skill, then getting your defense rating up there, it's going to be very nice. Alright, next up we've got Wetwork, and I'll go over that in just a second. Alright, Wetwork. Explode into a savage frenzy, ruthlessly eviscerating anything in your path. You get visceral satisfaction from defeating enemies, healing you more quickly with each bloody victory. Passive effect, regenerate 100 health when you defeat an enemy. Here's the scaling on all that, and then it's got a 20-second cooldown, and you can use this to buff yourself, giving you move speed, damage rating, and dodge rating. That's pretty cool. I like that. How long does the 7 seconds. Okay, there we go. There we go. 7 seconds. Now, it doesn't say that the dodge rating stays for 7 seconds, so I don't know how long the dodge rating lasts. I imagine it's 7 seconds as well. But 7 seconds every 20 seconds. A little bit of power duration can boost this quite a bit. Make it very nice. Next up, we've got Berserker Barrage. Tear forward, claws slashing wildly in front of you to tear to shreds anything that gets in your way. Let's have a look at this. I gotta. There it is. Oh, it's gonna have a very huge spirit cost. So let's get that fury up there. And I'm gonna pop Wetwork with it. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll show it off just with the Berserker Barrage first. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. And if we pop Wetwork, activate it even more. Yes. Move faster, do more damage, all kinds of stuff. Very nice, very nice. That is going to be very fun. Probably what my build's going to be based around. That is likely to be my choice for general AoE dispatching, and then I'll have something else for bosses and all that. Probably these bleeds. These bleeds look real nice. Next up, we've got Can't Keep Me Down. If you fall in combat, your healing factor kicks into high gear, springing you back to your feet. Activate any time to cleanse and become immune to negative status effects for a time. Alright, so the passive effect is one of those revive things. Every 10 minutes, you revive at 100% HP when you go down. And then the active effect is on a 15-second cooldown, you break crowd control, basic crowd control breaker. There's that. Alright, last thing in the tree is the best there is, his ultimate. Fly into an unmatched display of violent rage like nothing seen before. Double attack speed. Regenerate 100% health instantly. Regenerate 700 some odd health per second. 100% crit chance, because YOLO. And gain 10 fury per second. The buff duration is 20.5 seconds. I think it... Do I have some spirit? Maybe it's always just 20.5. That's a weird thing for... I would have expected to... Oh, I know what's up. It's because it's level 2 here. It's because it's level 2. So the duration and cooldown have been boosted a little bit. But the buff duration is normally 20 seconds, cooldown 10 minutes. And as you get ultimate ranks in your skill, ultimate tokens to rank up this ultimate, then it will... I don't even know. The cooldown will reduce. Maybe the duration goes up too. I don't know. But let's have a look at what that looks like. Roar.
Time to do what I do best.
Nice. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at that attack speed. That is sick. Oh man, that is so cool. That is so freaking cool. Just straight up double attack speed. Alright guys, that's Wolverine. I'm gonna have a whole lot of fun playing this character. Y'all don't even know. I'm so giddy right now. So eager to just get in on live servers and level him up and get him going, man. I think mine's sitting somewhere around 46, and I haven't been able to touch him for a while, and this review is going to make him so much more playable. Trying to remember if there's anything else I need to go over. I don't think so, though. So, it's just a review. There's no costumes. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this skill review. I'm going to be working on Psylocke next. So, take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.